Commander Rhea Calyx sat alone in the dim vault beneath the Andes, surrounded by silent towers of quantum receivers. The room was built for a single purpose, to sense tremors in the fabric of communication networks across the galaxy. Most officers found the place unsettling. The air felt dense, the lights too low, the machines almost watchful. Rhea preferred it that way. At 29, she had spent more nights here than anywhere else on Earth, tracking anomalies no one else could interpret. Tonight, she expected routine diagnostics. Instead, she watched a warning signal she had helped design streak across the star maps like a thin silver thread. Dawn 7, the highest alert Earth had ever issued, encoded in triple-layer human cryptography and routed through 8 independent relay corridors. It was unstoppable by design. No empire, no council bureau, no pirate syndicate could intercept all its paths. So when the thread flickered, then vanished, she felt her breath catch. The screen that had shown a clear trajectory now displayed static. Relay logs blinked out one after another. Dawn 7 wasn't jammed, corrupted, or redirected. It was erased. Entire network nodes rewrote themselves as if the message had never existed. Impossible, she whispered. Her console replayed the signal's final milliseconds. At the moment of deletion, a foreign algorithm pulsed through the Council's relay hub. It struck like a blade, clean and absolute. Whoever triggered it had access to root-level systems the Council claimed were untouchable. Rhea studied the data with the same calm she used to dissect battlefield transmissions: sharp eyes, still hands. Panic never helped. Facts did. She zoomed into the metadata and saw something the Council could not have expected her to recognize: an echo of an ancient human cipher buried beneath modern code. Dawn 7 had awakened a dormant sequence older than any living civilization. A chime broke the silence. Director Hale's voice emerged through the speakers. "Commander Calyx, come to the command tier. Bring everything." She transferred the files, sealed her station, and rode the elevator upward. When the doors opened, the command level swarmed with analysts, ministers, and military officers. Screens displayed the same empty relay paths she had studied below. Hale approached her with a tight jaw. "Tell them." Rhea stepped forward, facing the cluster of leaders who governed Earth through crises none of them fully understood. "Our emergency signal was deleted at the Council's primary relay station. Not blocked. Not delayed. Removed from every network it touched." General Yarrow folded his arms. "The Council will claim system error." "They already have," Hale muttered. Rhea displayed her findings. A foreign algorithm executed the deletion. Not random. Not accidental. It responded to a pattern inside Dawn 7 that should have been invisible. Minister Aruna leaned closer. "Invisible to us or invisible to them?" Rhea met her eyes. "Both. Until now." A sharp silence followed, heavy with calculations no one dared voice. Earth had always sensed the Council feared something about humanity, though the reason remained buried beneath diplomatic courtesies. This deletion proved that fear was active, immediate, and deliberate. Within hours, Earth's delegation entered the Galactic Council's ice sphere, a floating chamber of pale blue gravity currents and concentric platforms. Rhea joined Hale at the front of the Earth tier. Aliens of every imaginable physiology filled the surrounding rings, scaled, feathered, metallic, translucent, speaking in clipped whispers as Earth approached the central podium. High Counselor Varthuan Relk presided over the assembly, tall and sharp, his silver crest reflecting the chamber's light. He regarded the humans with an expression that suggested annoyance rather than concern. "State your charge," Varthuan said. Hale presented the evidence. "Our warning signal was erased inside your network. We demand a full explanation." The chamber murmured. Varthuan's crest twitched with amusement. "Humans misinterpret technical fluctuations. Your species is reactive." Rhea stepped forward. "The deletion was intentional. We have the algorithm's signature. It came from your core systems." An elder counselor hissed, accusation without standing. Rhea tapped her wrist console. The projection behind her shifted to show the algorithm's pulse. The moment it appeared, several counselors stiffened. Varthuan's eyes narrowed, the first crack in his composure. "That pattern," he said quietly, "is restricted." "Yet it appeared when our signal reached your hub," Rhea replied. "It responded to something embedded in Dawn 7. Something only ancient human code could trigger." The chamber grew colder. Rhea sensed it, not temperature, but mood. The counselors weren't merely defensive. They were frightened. Varthuan raised a hand. "This hearing is concluded." Hale objected. "We are not finished." "You are," Varthuan said with finality. "Human misunderstanding of complex systems is not grounds for inquiry." "Leave." The guards stepped forward. Hale bristled, but Rhea placed a hand on his arm. "Let me." While the counselors turned away, she accessed a dormant panel embedded in her podium, a console rarely noticed by visiting delegates. The council trusted their interface designs. They did not expect a human to bypass encryption meant for civilizations thousands of years older. Rhea had spent 6 months studying these systems precisely because they underestimated her. She opened a secure maintenance route and slipped into a subsystem that mirrored network archives. Data cascaded across her screen, hidden files tagged with identifiers she had never encountered. Then she found it, a classification label glowing red. Her pulse quickened. She entered deeper and uncovered logs from the moment Dawn 7 reached the Council hub. The Council system recognized the ancient human cipher instantly. The deletion was pre-programmed. Erasing the message was not a reaction, it was a defense mechanism. A voice broke through her concentration. "Commander Calyx." She turned. Varthuan stood a few meters away, alone, eyes sharp and unblinking. "That panel is not for you," he said. She closed the console without flinching. "Then you should have hidden it better." "You humans do not understand the danger you awaken," he replied. "Your signal contained a key you should not possess." Rhea held his gaze. "You erased a warning. Now you're pretending it was for our protection." "Not pretending," Varthuan said. "Surviving." Guards approached. Hale stepped forward again, but Rhea motioned him back. She walked past the High Counselor with deliberate calm. As she crossed the threshold of the ice sphere, she whispered, quiet enough that only Varthuan heard. "You should not have touched that signal." For the first time, the High Counselor looked uncertain. Back on Earth, the vault sensors activated without command input. A low hum vibrated through the mountain. Ancient structures beneath the Andes stirred, illuminated by algorithms dormant for millennia. Rhea returned to her station just as the vault announced a new message. She stared at the glowing words. The Council had not erased Earth's warning. They had awakened something far older. Commander Rhea Calyx stood at the threshold of the vault as its metallic doors slid open without any command from Earth's technicians. The ancient chamber had awakened on its own. The lights inside pulsed like a heartbeat, slow, deliberate, purposeful. Rhea stepped forward, ignoring Hale's alarmed voice echoing behind her. "Commander, wait." "It called me," she replied quietly. Sensors tracked her position, adjusting their glow as though recognizing her presence. Dust did not coat a single surface. The place felt preserved, untouched by geological time. The vault architecture was unlike any structure built by modern humans, curved metal fused with stone, inscriptions that resembled fractal patterns rather than words. She ran a finger along one of the engravings. It was warm. "What is this place?" Hale asked, stepping inside with caution. "Something older than Earth's recorded history," Rhea said. "It shouldn't exist." A cylindrical console in the center brightened as she approached. A hologram rose from it, projecting fragmented sequences of data streams, star charts that no longer matched present-day galactic maps, and symbols rotating in recursive loops. Rhea felt a strange pull, as if the vault recognized her mind as much as her body. A distorted voice emerged from the hologram, neither male nor female, neither mechanical nor organic. "Lineage confirmed." Hale stepped backward. That wasn't Council tech. No, Rhea said. It's ours. The hologram stabilized, revealing a towering figure made of shifting blue light. Humanoid. Stern. Ancient. Its features were recognizable enough to tell it belonged to humanity, yet distinct enough to suggest a different epoch. Designation, Heir, the figure said, addressing Rhea directly. Protocol Dawn 7 engaged. Resonance threshold rising. Inquiry, reason for external interference? Rhea exchanged a look with Hale. The Galactic Council erased our signal, she said. We sent a warning across their networks. They destroyed it instantly. The hologram dimmed as though processing the information. Council interference was expected. Their lineage deviated. Their fear remains consistent. Rhea absorbed every word. You know them? We created the early frameworks of their governance, the figure replied. Their authority grew corrupt after your kind relinquished stewardship. Hale shook his head. Stewardship? We've never ruled anything beyond Earth. You inherited the Forgotten Mantle, the hologram said. Your species fell into amnesia after the collapse. The resonance was designed to reawaken your sovereignty when cosmic threats emerged. Rhea felt a cold tremor move through her. Why hide this from us? Why bury it under a mountain? To protect you from misuse, the figure said. Humanity once wielded immense influence. The collapse consumed all records. Survivors encoded the resonance with safeguards. Only an heir could activate it. Hale exhaled slowly. A hidden civilization before our own? That changes everything. Rhea kept her gaze on the hologram. Why did the Council erase our signal? They recognized the cipher woven into Dawn 7, the figure answered. A cipher that belonged to the first sovereigns. Its appearance threatened their constructed narrative. They're hiding our past, Rhea said. Correct. Hale rubbed his temples. If the Council feared this tech enough to delete our message, they might try to seize the vault. And they will, Rhea said. Soon. An alarm interrupted them, the vault's communication link activating. Rhea accepted the transmission. General Yarrow appeared, expression stern. Commander, Council vessels are mobilizing. They claim they are conducting a stability inspection of Earth. Hale cursed under his breath. They're preparing an intervention. Prepare to defend the mountain, Rhea said. No one gets access to this structure. The general nodded. Understood. Earth defense is mobilizing. The hologram flickered again. The resonance requires alignment before full activation. It must synchronize with the air. Rhea raised an eyebrow. Synchronize how? Through cognitive calibration. Your neural patterns must interface with the core. Hale frowned. Is that safe? It is necessary, the figure said. Rhea stepped toward the console. Begin. The chamber darkened. Threads of light extended from the hologram, weaving into symbols that floated around her head. She felt no pain, only an intense pressure, like memories forming that she had never lived. She saw flashes of a forgotten era, cities floating above nebulae, fleets of silver ships gliding through starfields, humans commanding what appeared to be entire systems. She saw a catastrophic collapse, stars dimming, structures failing, worlds falling into silence. Then she saw a small group sealing knowledge within a vault, on Earth. Her breath came sharply as she returned to the present. What did you see? Hale asked. Possibility, Rhea answered. A version of us that didn't hesitate. The hologram brightened. Calibration complete. The air may now activate the core when required. A second alarm sounded, this one sharper, closer. Hale's expression shifted. Council dropships just entered Earth's atmosphere. They're descending near the Andes. Rhea straightened. They won't reach us. She opened a connection to Earth's central command. Redirect defense batteries. Shield the mountain. Block all atmospheric access. General Yarrow's voice came through. Already in motion. The hologram spoke again. The Council seeks to suppress your ascension. They fear the return of the first sovereigns. Rhea asked, why choose me as the heir? You carry the genetic resonance of the original architects, it replied. Your cognition mirrors theirs. You possess clarity. Hale shot her a questioning glance. She gave a small shrug. She had stopped being surprised hours ago. Another alert lit the vault display, Council warships forming a blockade around Earth. Hale muttered, they came faster than expected. They always feared this moment, the hologram said. Rhea pressed her palm to the console. What happens when I activate the core? The galaxy remembers, the figure answered. Knowledge returns. Authority shifts. Those who suppress the truth lose their ground. Rhea nodded slowly. Then we prepare. Hale looked at her carefully. Once we begin, there's no way back. We were forced past that line when they erased our signal, she said. A tremor ran through the vault as systems aligned. The hologram dimmed, replaced by a single vertical beam of light that cut through the chamber. Awaiting command, it said. Rhea turned toward Hale. Tell Earth to hold position. No retaliation unless fired upon. And you? Hale asked. She stepped into the beam. I'm going to finish what they tried to silence. The vault doors sealed behind her as the core awakened, responding to her presence with quiet authority. Outside, Council fleets assembled. Inside, Earth's forgotten power stirred for the first time in millennia. The beam surrounding Rhea Calyx dissolved into a sphere of soft light, enclosing her inside the resonance core. The chamber felt alive, its walls shimmered as if responding to her heartbeat. The air carried a faint vibration, not sound but a pressure against her skin, echoing an intelligence far older than any she had encountered. A calm voice rose from the chamber. Synchronization complete. The heir may now initiate the sovereign directive. Rhea inhaled slowly, steadying her thoughts. Before activation, I need clarity. What exactly will the directive do? A lattice of symbols rippled across the room, merging into a coherent projection of star systems. The directive restores suppressed history, stabilizes planetary defense lattices, and reveals the origins of current galactic governance. It does not wage war. It reveals truth. Truth alone can destabilize empires, Rhea said. Empires built on obstruction inevitably collapse, the voice replied. Before she responded, Hale's urgent transmission pulsed through her wrist console. Rhea, Council fleets completed the blockade. Their flagship just issued a declaration. They're demanding immediate surrender of the vault and your detention. Did they fire? Rhea asked. Not yet, Hale said. But they're close. Varthuan is personally leading the formation. Hold your position. No escalation unless they strike first. Hale hesitated. What are you preparing to do? Bring the truth back, she said. Stand by. The link ended. Rhea turned back to the core. Begin directive alignment. Light surged from the floor, weaving into spirals that climbed the chamber like ascending pillars. She felt her thoughts intertwine with the system's rhythm, an ancient pattern, precise and unyielding. The symbols collapsed into a single point overhead, pulsing like a beating star. The core spoke again. Directive alignment nearing completion. The heir must authorize final release. Proceed, Rhea said. High Counselor Varthuan Relk stood on the bridge of the Council flagship, the Vigilant Crown, watching Earth rotate beneath them. His officers maintained rigid discipline, though tension strained their postures. Status of ground interference teams? Varthuan asked. Unable to approach the Andes, an officer replied. Human defensive grids intensified. Their energy signature has changed. Varthuan's crest stiffened. Changed how? We detect pulses resembling pre-collapse technology. Unknown origin. He narrowed his eyes. Everything he had feared was unfolding. The humans were awakening a remnant no civilization should control. If they succeeded, the Council's constructed authority, centuries of curated history, would fracture. He opened a channel. Commander Calyx. You will cease activation immediately. Rhea's voice emerged, calm and cold. You lost the right to command us the moment you erased our warning. That signal contained forbidden coding, Varthuan snapped. Its resurgence jeopardizes galactic stability. Stability built on concealment is not stability, she said. This is your last chance. Shut it down. Her reply landed like ice. No. The channel cut off. Varthuan turned to his officers. Prepare targeting arrays. If the activation continues, we disable their vault, cleanly. A junior officer hesitated. High Counselor, firing on a sovereign world. Do you question my command? Silence answered. In the vault, the core released a thunderous pulse of light, though no sound accompanied it. The beam expanded outward, passing through rock, soil, and atmosphere without resistance. Rhea watched it rise through the chamber's ceiling and vanish into the sky as though the planet itself were exhaling. The voice spoke, resonance directive released. Historical restoration initiating. What does that mean for the galaxy? Rhea asked. Memory will return to every species with cognitive capacity, the system explained. Their histories were cleansed by the early council. That concealment ends now. Another beam erupted, this one branching into countless filaments, each splitting across the stars. Rhea watched the holographic overlay track the beams as they leapt from system to system, racing faster than any council relay. Transmission complete, the voice said. All civilizations will receive fragments of the Sovereign Archive. Rhea stepped toward the center of the room. What about the fleets above Earth? They will experience resonance recalibration. On the bridge of the Vigilant Crown, every display blinked. Officers scrambled to restore control, but the interference spread with impossible speed. What is happening? Varthuan demanded. Unknown resonance pulse sweeping through the fleet, an officer shouted. Our weapons are offline. Shields unresponsive. Engines in diagnostic lockdown. The ship's lights dimmed, then settled into a steady glow. A projection appeared in the air, unbidden, unauthorized. A figure materialized, human, ancient, stern. Message to all council vessels, the projection announced. You stand upon foundations shaped by those you sought to erase. Officers fell silent, stunned. The projection continued. Humanity guided the early cycles of this galaxy. Your institutions emerged from treaties forged during the collapse. The Council's later revisions concealed this origin to maintain authority. That concealment ends today. Gasps rippled across the bridge. Varthuan stepped forward, voice trembling with outrage. Remove this projection. We cannot, an officer whispered. It's overriding all systems. The projection finished with a final statement, truth restores balance. Do not attempt interference again. It vanished. Varthuan realized his fleet was completely disabled. Not destroyed, disarmed. The humans had not fired a weapon. They had simply revealed what the Council built its power upon. Fear crept into his voice. Open a channel to Earth. Rhea stood at the core terminal as Hale reconnected. Rhea, he said, almost breathless. Every council ship is neutralized. No casualties. They're frozen in orbit. Good, she replied. Prepare a broad-range transmission. The hologram of the ancient figure reappeared. The galaxy is watching. Rhea looked directly into the holographic interface. Open channel. A deep, resonant tone signaled that every council vessel, outpost, embassy, and listening post was receiving the feed. Rhea spoke with calm authority. This is Commander Rhea Calyx of Earth. The Council suppressed our history, erased our warning, and attempted to seize our sovereignty. The truth has now been restored. We do not seek domination, but we will not be silenced. She paused, letting her words settle. If humanity speaks, you listen. If we warn, you consider. If you attempt erasure again, her voice sharpened. We will answer. The transmission ended. The core dimmed, its work complete. Rhea stepped out of the beam as the vault systems shifted into a stable idle. Hale entered moments later. It's done. For now, Rhea said. What happens next? Rhea looked toward the sealed doors. Outside, Earth's defense forces were standing down, and Council ships drifted powerless above the horizon. We rebuild the truth, she said. And the galaxy learns to rethink fear. She walked toward the exit, her expression unreadable. Behind her, the vault lights faded, leaving one final message glowing on the console, and somewhere above Earth, the Council trembled. The resonance vault fell silent after the activation, its ancient glow fading into soft shadows that wrapped around the chamber like a protective cocoon. Commander Rhea Calyx lingered near the central pedestal, feeling the distant thrum of the directive's impact spreading across the spiral arm. The galaxy had received its forgotten history, and the Council's fleets drifted above Earth, disabled, stunned, and now forced to confront truths they had carefully smothered for centuries. The vault door opened. Hale stepped inside with a mixture of relief and caution etched across his face. Earth Command wants your immediate report, he said. The entire world is waiting. Rhea nodded. Let's go. They left the vault and ascended the winding path carved through the Andes. Outside, dawn broke across the snow-dusted peaks, painting the sky with amber streaks. Defense drones hovered silently overhead, and soldiers lined the ridge with rifles lowered, watching the sky where Council warships hung suspended like pale metallic moons. Hale exhaled. I never thought I'd see the day Earth looked down on the Council instead of bowing to them. Rhea didn't smile. They're quiet now. That silence won't last. They boarded a transport shuttle and ascended above the mountain range. As the craft climbed, the curvature of Earth emerged beneath them, oceans glimmering, continents gilded by early sunlight. A moment of stillness passed between them. You did what no one else could have done, Hale said, eyes fixed on the Council blockade. But what happens next? Stability, she answered. If they accept it. Conflict if they reject it. The shuttle docked at the Defense Directorate in New Geneva. Rhea walked through the glass corridors, greeted by officers who maintained disciplined composure but carried an unmistakable awe. When she entered the command auditorium, every screen displayed the same image, Council ships immobilized in orbit, each bathed in a faint resonance glow. General Yarrow stepped forward. Commander Calyx. The Council has requested direct communication. High Counselor Varthuin himself. Rhea stood at the center of the room. Put him through. The lights dimmed, and a massive hologram of the Council chamber flickered into existence. Varthuin appeared, his crest lowered, his tone subdued but still sharp with pride. Commander Calyx, he began, you have placed the galaxy in a precarious state. Your activation of ancient technology threatens all political structures. You erased our warning, Rhea replied. The directive simply restored what you buried. The past was concealed for a reason, he said. Humanity once held disproportionate power. Revealing that truth risks reigniting old hierarchies. Hierarchies you benefited from, Rhea countered. Your fear shaped the galaxy. Not stability. Varthuin's eyes hardened. If you intend to reclaim sovereignty. We intend to be heard, she said. Nothing more. The counselors behind Varthuin murmured anxiously. Their displays flickered again as the resonance archives continued syncing across their systems, restoring files they had thought erased forever. Varthuin raised a hand. You expect us to trust a species whose forgotten ancestors nearly destabilized the galaxy? Rhea's voice cooled. You expect us to trust a council that edits history? A pause stretched, heavy with tension. The counselors exchanged silent glances as if realizing the fragile ground beneath them. Rhea stepped closer to the projector. Your fleets remain intact. Your people unharmed. We retaliated with knowledge, not destruction. What does that tell you? Varthuin stared at her without speaking. That we do not seek to rule, she continued. We seek truth, respect, mutual sovereignty. One of the junior counselors leaned forward. What if the directive sparks unrest across our systems? Many species relied on the narrative we created. Then you guide them with honesty, Rhea said. Not with fear. Another long silence followed. Varthuan's expression shifted, less rigid now, calculating, uncertain. Finally, he spoke. The council will require time to reassess. A formal summit must be held. Until then, the blockade will withdraw. Relief washed through the room. Hale lowered his shoulders, Yarrow exhaled with visible restraint. Rhea nodded once. We accept a summit. Provided it is conducted transparently and without preconditions. Varthuan inclined his head. Agreed. The projection dissolved. The command center erupted in hushed murmurs, part disbelief, part triumph. Hale turned to Rhea. How did you get him to back down? I showed him a future where the council collapses under its own lies, she said. And a future where cooperation strengthens everyone. He chose the second. General Yarrow folded his arms. What happens if the summit fails? Rhea's answer was steady. Then Earth stands prepared. A soft chime echoed from her wrist console. The vault was calling again. Hale raised an eyebrow. The system wants you back? No, Rhea said. It wants to show us something. They returned to the vault as night fell. Inside, the chamber had reawakened with a dim glow. The holographic figure of the first sovereigns reformed, towering and tranquil. The directive has taken root, it announced. Most civilizations received the archives. Few resisted. Many seek clarification. Rhea stepped forward. Will the galaxy accept the truth? In time, the figure answered. Your ancestors believed knowledge would unify. That vision was interrupted. You now hold the opportunity to restore it, or redefine it. Hale crossed his arms. Why give us this responsibility? Because you are a species shaped by resilience, the figure said. You rise after every collapse. You adapt. You question. Those qualities forged the sovereigns. Those qualities live in you. Rhea absorbed the words. And the council? They fear the return of what they cannot control, it replied. But fear is not permanence. The figure extended a sphere of light toward Rhea. One final function remains. The Sovereign Vault holds the complete archive, histories, treaties, and origins. If the summit falters, this archive will stabilize galactic tensions. However, activating it will place Earth at the center of every political storm. Rhea studied the sphere. What do you recommend? Understand your world before expanding your influence, the figure said. Balance begins within. Rhea closed her hand around the sphere. I'll decide when the time comes. The figure bowed slightly, a gesture filled with ancient recognition. Then the galaxy awaits your next choice. The hologram dissolved, and the vault dimmed once more. Hale stepped beside her. You realize the summit will test everything. I know, Rhea said. But Earth stands in the open now. That alone shifts the balance. She walked toward the exit, each step echoing through the quiet chamber. Outside, the night sky shimmered with stars, and somewhere among them, civilizations old and young were awakening to truths long denied. Ships once poised for conflict now drifted in uneasy peace. The Council recalibrated its power. And Earth, a world once overlooked, stood on the brink of becoming a fulcrum for the entire galaxy. Hale looked up. The galaxy trembles, but it hasn't fallen. It won't, Rhea said softly. Not if we guide it carefully. The wind swept across the mountains, carrying the faint resonance of something ancient, something quietly returning to life. And Rhea Calyx, heir of the first sovereigns, stepped into the future she had just reshaped.